This is Gerardo Del Real with Resource Stock Digest. Joining me today is the CEO of Power Nickel, Mr. Terry Lynch. Terry, great to have you back on. We were overdue for a catch-up. How are things treating you this summer, sir?
Yeah, good, Gerardo. Great to hear from you. And yeah, it's been a weird summer in some respects, but business-wise, it's been great. We've been making lots of I would say operational and strategic progress. And obviously, the fires were a bit of an issue that cost us a few weeks, and that was weird, But yeah, it's been all over, hasn't it? But it's been also a decent summer, So it's not gone too badly.
Excellent. Well, listen, it's two different types of companies out there right now that I'm speaking with, right? There's the companies that want to put everything on hold and are hoping for a better market and are hoping that September and the summer doldrums going away actually invite some more speculation into the space. And then there's companies like Power Nickel that, despite the summer doldrums, continue to deliver major value adding catalyst throughout, not waiting for the market to come to you, but making sure that you're adding the value now so that when the re-rate is there, it's substantial. And listen, you just got CVMR investment to fund feasibility program at the Power Nickel project. I got to congratulate you on that because I know that's a big value add down the road. Can you explain the mechanics and the structure of the deal? Because if you read through the release, there's a lot of layers and context that I want to make sure isn't lost on everyone.
Yeah, for sure. So basically, the principal deal was with CVMR, and so CVMR wanted to make an investment, and their whole perspective is they're pretty much the top technical nickel producer in the world, or certainly amongst them. So that they produce such things as in Sudbury, where we had the super collider, they have the $10 million pure nickel tubes there, the 5.9s. They made those. You're an American, Gerardo. You like this? Your $100 bills that you got so many of in your wallet. They actually made they made the nickel plate that made those, and it's really cool with their powders. It's pretty much impossible to knock off the U.S. greenback now because of if you look at it with a magnifying glass, there's layers to all those images now, all done with their nano powders. So you can imagine the scrutiny one would have to go through to be handling the nickel plate for the U.S. government, no doubt. So pretty cool. But they're huge in aerospace, 3D printing, obviously batteries and whatever. So they have a huge desire for Class 1 nickel because that's what they need to make their products. So we got introduced through a banker, a friend of mine, and who knew them well, and started to get to know them, went through the pathway, and then so what he said is, look, Terry, there's many ways to skin the cat here, but to make a mine, you have to have an ore body, and you have to have quantity and tonnage and grade, and then that ore body has to be profitable to manufacture into finished products. So he said, what you get in a feasibility study is basically, the tonnage and the grade is what you're finding. You're going to keep on doing that. What we need to do is find out just how profitable it is going to be to mine your ore and turn it into finished products. That's what the feasibility study does, brings those two sides together. So he said, we think this is going to be a mine. We don't know yet how big it can be. That's what you're going to determine here over the next couple of years. But in the interim, we can get started on advancing this because we need the nickel now. We don't need nickel in 10 years. We need it, soon. So let's expedite things. You don't have to go through PEA. You don't have to go through pre-feasibility. We can cut to the chase if we really think this thing's going to go. So it was pretty sort of a interesting conversation and a bit eye-opening for me. But when I sat down and looked at it, I was like, checked it out, and I said, yeah, you can do that if the guys are prepared to go there. So we sort of thought, well, why wouldn't we? The world needs to be more creative to get these materials to market sooner. So here we got somebody who's prepared to do that and has the expertise and the bench strength and the staff and whatnot to make it happen. I mean, they have many plants, they have 18 plants around the world. So one of your big things in prototyping in the feasibility studies, you actually prototype a plant. Well, it's a lot easier to do it with somebody who's actually got 18 plants, right? They can make this a lot more economic. So we're getting a hell of a deal getting this feasibility study done, and how it's financed in order to take advantage of the significant incentives out there in Quebec for critical minerals, was we did it so that we would be able to benefit from this, effectively the 2-for-1 deductions that are available. And so they would, for every dollar they put in, we really get $2. And so they, at the end of the day, put in, they'll put in several $1 million, and we'll pay an equal number of dollars in cash for the feasibility study, but still a great value proposition for us. Then they'll end up with an equity interest, and we'll end up with a very good understanding of just how profitable this project would be in a mining plant scenario. Done assuming they will look at it in three ways. They'll look at it, from a hydrometallurgy, smelting, but also their process, which is chemical metal vapor process. And it's sort of an interesting process from what I understand. I've actually seen the plants and stuff, and they atomize the nickel and then they re-atomize it. So it's actually the most environmentally friendly process. That's one of the things we're trying to do, at Power Nickel, is to deliver the world's first carbon neutral nickel mine. So having that process be so environmentally friendly is really, great start. And then obviously, because we're powered by, Hydro-Quebec green electricity, and because it's an ultramafic deposit, which naturally sequesters the CO2, those things can all sort of come together. So those are all part of the, decision-making process that we went through, and working with the CVMR and ultimately getting to this agreement.
No, well, listen, the CVMR investment is obviously a major, major endorsement to the project. What comes next, Terry? What else do you have going on here for the last 4 months of the year? There's always something going on.
Yeah. So we've been using the ambient noise tomography, the which is a very cool space technology, really, that Elon Musk put these guys in satellite when they brought it all down. So what it does is it's been giving us really great 3D images of our deposit, and we're seeing why we missed in certain holes and why we hit, and where we might hit some more. And so the guys are doing that right now. They've been doing it for about 4 weeks. I'm going to do a podcast sometime, probably early September, with some of the fleet space technology guys that are doing this for us, and we'll, I think, sort of show the world some of the cool stuff they're doing and how we're using it. And I think that might be interesting. And generally speaking, we're drilling. We started drilling about a week ago, and we're following up on basically trying to extend the deposit at depth, because it definitely looks like it's going and keeps on running. So in some of our best grade areas, so we're looking for that. And then obviously we've identified also it's a 7-kilometer ultramafic sequence, and we've identified a number of other what could be the next pods. So we're trying to sort of start to clip those, and then obviously towards the end of September we'll start to drill on our where we had that 8 meters of the 1 ounce PGMs at 60 meters. We'll definitely be following up on that. So this is like, if you look at it from an exploration play perspective, just pure exploration, super exciting, right? I mean, you got this core, maybe we're going to have 8 to 10 million tons. So we hope to get that 43-101 out probably end of September, early October. That's the timeline right now. And that's just one pod, but nickel sulfide deposits, the way they work is that historically they're multiple pods. So we've gotten certainly some indications where those other pods are, and maybe there's pods for kilometers. Who knows? I mean, this could be. I mean, that's what I was just did an interview, about an hour ago, and I said the great part about Nisk, in my mind, if I'm an asymmetric investor. I know you are too.
Absolutely.
So we don't like we take risks because we're in the risk business, but we don't like to take big risks. We like to take little risks, but we like to have big rewards, right? And so that's what I like about this project is that right now you look at what we delivered with the drill bit last year. I mean, for sure, this thing's worth more than where we're at today. Like just on what we've already found. Okay, and guys like CVMR recognize that, and that's why they're investing, and that's industry. They're a private company. They could care less what happens in the market. So they're investing because they think they can make money, period. No other reason to invest. So but the neat part is that's just the start. Like this thing could be really big, and it's like you're not paying for it, and that's when you're an investor. That's the magic, man. That's what you want.
Absolutely. Terry, I'm looking forward to seeing this thing grow. I'm looking forward to seeing you advance the new partnership. Great work, as I mentioned up top. Have yourself a great rest of August, and I suspect in September, you and I are going to start chatting on a more frequent basis. Anything to add to that?
No, I think that pretty much captures it all. Journal, have a great rest of the summer yourself, and say hi to Nick for me.
Excellent. Absolutely. Take care out there.
Cheers. Bye.
Hey everybody, Gerardo Del Real here. If you're enjoying the content that you just saw, you can let us know in 3 simple steps. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and please share across your network and on social media. Take care, everybody.